What up, y'all? Back with another one. Man, now I know why rappers do what they do. This beat is on point. Woo. If I knew how to rap, I would probably rap this. But anyway, so I already kind of had an idea in mind of what I was gonna do. As you can see, I already laying the line work, so I have an idea of what I'm gonna do with the painting. The only thing that's kind of up in the air is the color. But at the same token, I already have an idea of what's happening with the color too. On the right hand side, you can see my watercolor palette. In this case, I'm doing an orange-green sort of combination. Put a little red in there. Again, one thing I love to do is I love to play with complements. And here I got this really intense blue in the eyes. I think it's a phthalo blue. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to double check the palette. But I wanted to put a blue in there in the eyes that will make it pop, and then I use a very similar blue mixed in with a little bit of black for the hair. And you can see very quickly I went from laying in these really rough colors to going in and doing line work, because overall that was my plan. My plan was I want to get in, hit it with some really heavy line work and really play with the details. I didn't want to spend as much time working up just the forms with the subtle color modeling. So this is kind of a default thing for me. Like, I do a lot of linear drawings, so I try not to do as many of these where I'm playing around with these thick and thin lines. But man, there's something really satisfying about being able to go back in and hit it with a nice heavy line and get some separation and, you know, some thin lines to add detail. And normally that's how I work. I usually work with using the heavy lines to make some really clear separations, oftentimes indicating some shadows. So you can see in the underside of the neck there, putting some shadow in and some wrinkles for the neck. Coming back in and manipulating some of the ear shape. Right now, all of this is acrylic paint. Mostly because I wasn't sure if I was going to go back in and do some more paint on it. So I didn't really want to use anything that might start to smudge or make a mess. So the acrylic is one of my favorites, mostly because it's a very hardy paint. It's, for all intents and purposes, just plastic. And that plastic, once it's dry, it's really hard to destroy. I mean, I've had paintings where I've taken the sandpaper to it and just, you know, really went to work. But anyway, you know, hit in my eye, my highlights. I got that textural detail on the nose, really making it pop. And then one of the final things I'll usually do is I'll come back in there and I'll put some highlights in there. It's one of those art center things where, you know, highlights is the icing on the cake. So I put the icing on the cake there. And then one of my most beloved things, if you've been watching any of these videos, you know that I love to go back in and put some reflected light. It just adds a little bit more dimension to things when you put some reflected light in there. And usually for these, I'll just pick a color that I like, something that's an opposite. And then the final thing is to sign it, because, you know, you want everybody to know that this is your artwork. And apparently that's not the final, because I went back in and I did a little outline on it, just to get another little layer of pop. Thank you for watching this video and stay tuned for more. Peace.